Okay. Welcome back to Super Sentai Review, episode number 156. Once again, I'm reviewing 3 episodes, but don't worry, hopefully tomorrow I'll review more than 3 episodes. This is episodes 24 to 26, 3 standalone episodes. The first one, basically, now these are serial focus episodes. In the case of 24, just focused on the Green Ranger. Yes, where he is tasked to carry this piece of metal that's basically silver coated and shaped like a business card, and he's trying to transport it inside of his boomerang that he keeps in his face mask. I am not kidding about that. Yeah, it's by far one of the weirdest things about the series, where all the characters left, with the exception of the Yellow Ranger, who actually does once. In one episode, he pulls his visor, he pulls a controller, while everybody else basically has various weapons. Green Ranger, his weapon is a freaking boomerang. So, his boomerang gets sliced in half, so he comes up with a different weapon later on in the episode, where he basically makes a super boomerang, which is able to go to many pieces and beat the monster episode, Razor Mask. The disc, this particular disc per se, contains information about a pipeline connected to the Gorenger base, which they get their hands on. They destroy like a lot of, like, a industrial area that by U.S. currency, currently, that probably costs like $1 billion worth of damage. And I'm not sure. And of course, looks like this episode they also use a little bit of stock footage for this one, because they're destroying the same building, like the weirdly shaped upside down pyramid building that they did way back in episode 1. I'm not really sure why they were using stock footage in that one. I'm not sure. It's only episode 24. It's just kind of weird. But of course, the monster is defeated by the Green Ranger. It's a very interesting episode. In the case of 25, this one basically, this one is what they referred to in the sub I saw was the 8-eye mask. Yes. And at one point in the episode, Pink Ranger taking a commission. Now, the Pink Ranger is their explosives expert. She's also the one who's responsible for defusing all the bombs in the series. She actually gets injured, so she's taken out. And she basically sees it briefly, and then she gets knocked, and then she just falls unconscious. They basically just pull. So basically, Blue Ranger tricks them into revealing what the actual wire is to pull. Of course, he says, okay, he thinks that, he's like, there's like, pull the blue cord. Like, no, there's no blue cord. Okay, pull the red cord. Like, okay, I'll pull that. And of course, he gets chastised by Black Cross Fuhrer. Like, I just tricked him, basically blow the bomb. And Blue Ranger's like, yeah, I already knew he was lying. It's a blue one. And defuse it, and of course, he ends up firing he fires 8 arrows into 8-eye Mask's head, and basically blinds him. Takes all 8 of his eyes, and then eventually beat him at the very end. And of course, Mo Ranger's still barely standing. And yeah. Now the key is up to 26. Now, this one's basically, the last one is known as, now they refer to as the Bane Mask Monster. In the sub, they refer to as, the sub I watched, refer to him as the Blue Vein Mask Monster. Okay, makes sense. The problem with this character is the Wiki page actually lies about his appearance. Yes, they actually put the wrong picture. I'm not sure where they got this picture from, but the way I saw the episode is that you only saw his face look like that, but you saw his body with the blue vein stuff all over him. What they used is simply him wearing a shirt and had just a mask, like a white shirt. I'm like, no, he didn't look like it in the episode. That's a complete lie. This one involves basically finding this particular weapon known as a whisker, which is basically a very powerful, which basically they think they're transporter, but turns out, nope, it was a fake. And then turns out the railroad was actually a colleague of his who was going nuts with obsession power. And it then turns the power into a weapon, into a sword, which in the sword is broken up by Blue Vein Mask into, like, little darts you can throw into, like, before they found out what the weapon was, like, they had to figure out a way to basically, like, cure him of the poison that the professor was basically injected with. And it turns out the best way to cure him is just replace his blood. That's it. Yeah, replacing 2 gallons of blood. Normally, this would kill a man. Yeah, but this is all like off screen. Yeah, it's by far one of the most bonkers I've ever made for. I've ever heard of for a cure. Usually, it's like some other liquid stuff they drink and they're done. Nope, we have to replace the damn blood. All because Monster, yeah, I gotta replace his blood because it makes the thing the poison he would check and make me run really, really fast. Yeah. Eventually, he gets into the weapon. The eventual weapon stuff is destroyed by the end of the episode. It's by far one of the more stranger episodes. And also, by the way, how does he get injected with his own thing? Well, Yellow Ranger basically just runs up to it and basically bends his blow dart gun right into his belly and firing on himself. Yeah, I'm like, what could have done for? How about go up to him and basically break the damn blow dart gun? Which is his only freaking weapon. I'm like, wow. I don't know if that's lazy writing on the part of the show, but damn. Just run up to him when he's trying to blow his dart and have him fire himself and basically bend it without breaking it. Which I handed it to Yellow Ranger given the fact he's the muscle of the team. Normally he would break stuff like this, but no, he actually managed to not break it. He bend it, didn't break, which is interesting. Yep. But good episodes. I at least got handed to. But I think that in the case of all three of them, like 26 was the most bonkers one I've seen of the whole run of these three. Yeah. First two really good. And well, I still can't wait to discuss the rest of them. But yeah, but that's going to be pretty much this particular review. Next up is going to be a comic corner and then be finally onto a show that I have been waiting to review for 5 years. Since I did the review of the last episode 5 years ago. What's going to be? Bleach. Yes, Bleach. But that'll come in a bit, okay? Next video. Bye. I'm hoping.